Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of Charting from Blank, episode 21. Today's request was taken from someone within Wolf Group. The link to join Wolf Group will be in the description below. I'm always taking chart requests and ideas for people there for the likes of YouTube videos and things like that. So today's episode we're going to be talking about Rose, a chart that I haven't actually looked at in a while, but initial glance, definitely a lot to talk about and should be a good episode. So we'll just get right into it. And as always, I'm looking at the higher time frame to start things off, looking at any market imbalances that may be of interest to us in price action and future price action. So looking at weekly imbalances. Got a stack of weekly imbalances towards that sub 0.6 area. And of course, weekly imbalances a bit higher, which seems like price just slightly front run back in the start of January. So this could be a really nice target for us for a long side of things on a sweep of this high and into this 0.15 area. And as Brewer said, the guy who recommended me the chart, with Valentine's Day coming up, you could always be looking at a potential move from Rose, because us crypto degens look for any excuse to buy something at the end of the day, right? Stupid narratives, whatever it is that can make price go up or make us think price will go up, right? Looking at the daily and the volume profile side of things. Load volume profile. We can really see that from this 0.4 to 0.2 area there's not much volume at all, and likely on a move above the 0.4 price point you could probably look at a pretty fast impulse to the opposing side, depending on the reaction of this weekly fair value gap. If we sort of break into this area and drop back below, it'd be a nice short. But if we do break into this weekly fair value gap and start to hold above this 0.4 region, I would look for that continuation towards 0.2. And this move could come at any point. It could come in 6 months, whatever, but it's something to definitely set some alerts for and keep an eye out for in future price action. I'd say that it's a pretty nice area to consider bouncing as of right now. Although I would take that back, looking at current price action, it seems like for now I would say this is a bearish retest on Rose, right? Let's potentially say this is our range. This was our sort of prior range area, right? So we'll leave that box there. We can see Rose sort of got this break from mid-December, and look to retest this area. But when we're looking at clear levels here from on the 3-day, for me this potentially looks like a bearish retest, and sort of until this 0.11 level would get reclaimed, I wouldn't be looking for upside on Rose. And then again, this can be sort of our key area that we want to be watching for that bullish flip. Likely if we do flip back above here, we're looking at like a really nice deviation, and a move back towards 0.5 can be possible. And like I said, start to flip there, you could be looking at 0.2. But for now, yeah, I would say this is a bearish retest. We can go into the daily and start have a look. It'll probably be a bit clearer. Clearly, we got some meme line capping price at the moment, like downtrend capping price. Use the line tool. Seems like it sort of failed to break out, right? Rejected, and back to what I was saying, it looks to be bearish retesting as of right now. And for me, that gives me a clear sort of level I would look for upside on Rose, in the idea that if we started to deviate this region and reclaim 0.11, we could look for a break probably towards that weekly fair value gap. And then, you know, option 1 rejects there for lower, option 2 hold above here for higher, right? And we get that sharp impulse through that volume node area. You know, what you don't want to be seeing from Rose here is a complete deviation back below 0.19, the likes of probably dropping back towards 0.06, which long term could be a great buy opportunity towards this region. You're looking at like a 60% move off the highs, and from here probably another 50% move, right? So for now, I think we keep an eye on Rose. This could be a really nice trade, and when we're looking at the range it broke from, right, 570-day range broken on Rose, but I don't like this deviation as of right now for upside. And if anything, I think, you know, we could look at taking out our prime monthly low, being that January low, right? Probably sweep our January low for longs, so something like that for longs, and, you know, must hold range high region, or we wait for this flip back above 0.11 for that move towards the weekly fair value gap higher. Considering shorts here, probably out of interest to me. The only short trade I'd look at is if we fail to break above here, I would look for that short for lower, target that prime monthly low, right? So as of right now, 2 levels you want to be watching on Rose is this 0.11 level, excuse me, and towards this sub 0.9. I think as of right now, you're looking for a flip here for higher, or a drop underneath our January low and our previous monthly low for a move back higher. But I really do like this 600-day range break. I think this is something that we could consider for us in future price action, and something that we shouldn't be hiding from. But definitely this deviation above here is not a good sign as of right now, and until we sort of invalidate that bearish retest, I would expect price to probably go and target that January low. We could look at the Rose BTC pair and see if this has given us anything. Not much, really. You could say that probably look at if Rose BTC ever dropped into sort of this region. Definitely a nice area to bounce, right? History is telling us that every time we sort of come into this level in the past year and a half, we've bounced from it. So something to consider. And the last thing we can check is the VWAP value areas for Rose, and the flow as well. You know, something I don't really look at too much in the charting from Banks, but I consider in my technical analysis a lot, so probably continue to look at that. So that 0.11 area is our prior quarterly value area high. So again, this sort of ties in with what I was saying about that bearish retest. The idea that we sort of bearish retested that 0.11 area as of right now, and you know the downtrend is pretty strong, so until we sort of get this true breakout and flip, I think downside is still coming, especially with the idea that the Q4 value area high held pretty well for the back end of Q4 last year, and we failed to sort of hold that area, and now we're bearish retesting that Q4 value area high, right? So I think until we get that break back above the Q4 value area high, I don't expect it for upside. And in the event we did get that break back above the Q4 value area high, seems like a fantastic long back towards probably 0.15 plus and even higher, depending on how we react towards that weekly fair value gap that I spoke about. Last thing I want to look at is the flow, just to see if there's anything showing on flow intraday, and then we can call that an episode. Nothing like, no strong anomalies as of right now. Nothing telling me, you know, that we could potentially take some intraday longs around here. So for the time being, plan remains the same. As I just said, back above 0.11 for longs, or look for a sweep of that January low, prior monthly low for longs as well. Thank you if you got this far in the episode, and I will catch you in the next one.